I want to close with a few very basic thoughts. I've already mentioned clearly the kind of enabling technology that makes these things possible has to be discussed through a lens that is not about cutting our costs of IT, but is about seizing opportunities in markets that don't even exist. And Jeremiah, you were just talking about the companies you've been urging to take a cut. I don't know if you saw the story that crossed the wire sometime in the last 36 hours. Enterprise has bought Lyft's legacy carpool matching business for an undisclosed amount, but it's a nice payoff. The transition you're talking about where the established brands say, we have to invest in this trend. Yeah, this is real. I've already made most of these points. We've got to stop wasting our time and talent managing unproductive software, understand that mobility is the norm, and move into this space aggressively, joyfully, heroically. We can't do this with the kind of IT that we've been using for so long. The model of I need to know what am I doing and share it with other people. I need to know who else is doing it in a way that makes it possible for me to discover people without hierarchy and without formal corporate relationships. I need to know what's already out there. I need to know what's the new stuff that I need to be proactive in sharing and how I can be contributing new information to that network. This is a screenshot off of my iPhone. This is how we roll with Chatter every day. I have a lot of account executives now come back from the field and say the customer doesn't want to see PowerPoints anymore. They just want me to show them how I do my work for 10 minutes. At the end of that, they say, yep, we want that. Being able to conduct polls and move on and take action. This is what people want to do. And the shocking thing is that what a lot of people think of as modern productivity tools is a 32-year-old idea. This desktop metaphor, it was kind of radical, but for heaven's sake, 32 years, really? 2 to the 5? I mean, that's a lot of powers of 2, especially since a third of US adults already own a tablet and they're not at a desk, so why do we want a desktop metaphor anymore? The generations of computing are really quite clear if you think about it. We had the machines where you flipped switches and controlled hardware directly. Some of us have touched front panels and thought about memory and thought about storage. And we said, no, we're going to move on to something better than that. We're going to have a command line where I can say, edit my file. You still had to decide what tool you were going to use and then what object you were going to use that tool to manipulate. Then we came up with this radical new idea of the desktop metaphor 32 years ago, where we said, oh, no, I'm going to tell the document, open yourself, and it's going to figure out what tool should be used to do that. Big step forward, but at the same time, if I'm trying to deal with a customer today, I might have a spreadsheet that represents a budget or an estimate. I might have a document that represents a contract. I might have a PowerPoint deck that represents a proposal. I might have an email thread that represents interaction with the customer and with my team and my partners. Where's the operating system that lets me say not open a file, but open a customer? Lets the customer be the object of interest. And we've got some conversations on record with people like the Obama for America campaign, who had to start the equivalent of a Fortune 500 company over a period of about 7 months, win an election, and then wind it all back down again. They did that pretty much 100% with cloud resources. And they said we were working in an environment in which the person was essentially the native object of our computing environment. It's not unreasonable to ask, if you're going to build a customer platform, you should be using an IT platform on which customers are as obvious and native and concrete an object as a word processing document is on the 32-year-old model of computing that you have probably on your desktop or laptop right now. It is not a novel idea. It has already won a presidential election. It is already taking over entire marketplaces. And I promise you, we could not be doing what we do, growing 30, 40% year on year, if we didn't have this kind of facility. And our partners would not be doing what they're doing, which is growing 100% year on year, 400% year on year. Cloud practice is growing faster than the cloud because it's spreading geometrically out of being an IT conversation and becoming a conversation about the transformed nature of markets and the kind of organizations that will keep their heads in those markets. So it's been a great pleasure to be with you today, and I'd like Jeremiah to come back up.